63 with no savings, had to use that all up when I went 3 years without an income. 3 years that every time I spent a dollar, I didn't have another coming in to replace it. Went through all my retirement. I'm glad those resources were there, but they're gone now. And now I'll never retire. If I get sick or injured, I'm screwed. Single income household, no wife, girlfriend to help out, just me. I have a good remote job now doing project management, but the end of that is coming. And I am plenty scared. Yeah, my friends. Yeah, I got this comment. Actually, I looked at it this morning, and it was so. I thought it was so important. I thought the message here is just so important. I wanted to hop on here with you, and I'm going to offer today. I'm going to offer a plan that I recommended to people that I've consulted with when people call me or contact me. They're in a similar situation, so I'm going to share that with you. But let me go over this with you first, okay? Because it really touches on so many things that affect us. We're older and we are someone who's going out there trying to find a job. We can't find an income or get an income. This guy's gone 3 years without an income, and every dollar that he had to dip into, take out of his savings, he couldn't replace it because he couldn't get an income. Now I don't know why he wasn't able to or didn't have an income coming in. Maybe he just couldn't find a job. There's a lot of folks out there who contact me who are in that same situation. They can't find work, and so they can't save. And then what happens is the job that they've got, because he does have a job as he says here, but that job is going to run out, and then he's going to be back in the same place that he was in, when he didn't have an income coming in. So it's a pretty rough situation. But I stress this to you: this is not a unique situation here. I get this all of the time, and it's just bothers me. It's something that when I look at, I think, why are we in this situation? Lots of times it's not our fault. We didn't ask to be put in this situation. We get a little bit older, people don't want to hire us, or maybe there's something else that happens in our lives, because there's always something that happens, right? So let me just talk about it. Let me dive into this and just offer, like I said, my recommendations, my suggestions. Take it or leave it. But this is what I'm going to say. Number one, it would be easy at 63, probably easy for anybody to say, I'm tired, man. I am just fed up. I spent 3 years trying with no income, trying to find a gig, trying to get some money. I'm fed up. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm going on retirement, early retirement, because if you're going on Social Security, if that's all you got, and in this particular case, this seems to be all this gentleman has or all this lady has. But if you go into early retirement, you're going to lose a big chunk of that retirement down the road. Now, some folks have to do it for medical reasons or for some other emergency kind of thing. They've got to take early Social Security. They got to do that. They got to file. But if you can avoid it, for me, I would avoid it. And I just don't want to lose that extra cash, that extra money coming in every month, because that money is important, especially if I end up living to be 75, 80, 90, whatever. I want that money coming in. So if you're going to throw in the towel, or I'll say throw in the towel, if you're going to go with Social Security, got to file early, you got to do it. But I don't recommend it. But let me just say this too. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be frightened. He says, and I'm gonna pull that back up here at the bottom. He says, and I'm plenty scared, or she says, and again, I don't know if this is a man or a woman, and I didn't put their name on here because I didn't want to, to say the guy's name or her name. I didn't want to do it. But plenty scared. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be frightened. It's okay to be worried. And you know what? Worried and frightened is a motivator. I found that to be true with me. I mean, there's many times in my life, and for all of us out there, when we reach, a certain age, many times we've been frightened. We don't know where we're going to turn. We don't know what we're going to do. We're sitting here and we're thinking, what's up? So, okay, number one, it's okay to be scared. Yeah, it's okay to be scared. And it's okay to just like wonder, what am I going to do? So let me tell you what I'm going to recommend here. Number one, these are the steps that I would take. I would talk to somebody Immediately find someone who's objective, someone who's got some skills. If I've never been in this situation before, I don't know what to do. So find someone who's been in a similar situation and find out what they did. Ask them, what did you do? You didn't, you didn't have money come in. You finally get yourself a gig. You finally get yourself a job, and now you know it's going to be over, and you don't have any money left. You know you're never going to be able to retire, or you think it anyway. So find somebody. If you've never been there before, find someone to talk to. I read a lot of books. I talk to a lot of folks. I get a lot of opinions on stuff. I usually know what's right, but I'm gonna get some opinions, get some perspective. So number one, talk to somebody. Number two, if you have been there before, if you've been in this situation before, now this guy's been in a situation like this where he couldn't find a job. Well, assess why you couldn't find a job. Why did it take 3 years? Is it ageism? Is it something that you did? Be objective and don't blame other people. I got a lot of folks on here to put the blame. They shove the blame on somebody else. It ain't my fault I'm in this situation. But there's a lot of times, I'd say most of the time, we got some blame. We got to shoulder some of that blame. Why we didn't get a job. Maybe we don't have the skills. Maybe we do have the skills. Maybe our skills aren't sharp enough. Maybe we don't have the right skills. Maybe we don't know yet, but assess that. That's another thing I would do. Another time I would talk to somebody, find somebody objective, and it's not going to be your buddy. Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? They're not going to tell you. Maybe they will. They're smart. They're good. If you got a good friend, you surround yourself with people that are worthy of being around you, not just somebody who's in the same boat you're in and can't even paddle because that boat's sinking. No, talk to people. Get some perspective. My advice is always going to be talk to a professional person, a career coach, a counselor. Maybe you can find somebody who isn't going to charge you. There's some nonprofit organizations out there that can help you. But talk to somebody, get that perspective. And that'll also will help you calm you down. Yeah, you're scared, but when you're starting to get some feedback and some information, that's going to help. I know for me it does. When I started learning what I can do, that helps me a lot. So let's keep going on this. So we're going to talk to somebody. We're going to assess our situation. We're not going to cast blame. You don't want to do that. That's going to drag you down, hold you back. And then what you're going to do is you're going to resolve to never let this effing situation happen again. You don't want it to happen again. Don't let anybody do this to you. Don't let anyone. Because what I say, don't put the blame on somebody, and maybe the blame is on you, but don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again. You got to resolve to do that. And it's something that you have to do. I mean, you don't deserve to be in this situation. Nobody deserves to be, frightened. Nobody deserves not to have any money. Resolve not to be in this situation again. Now, the next thing is you got to come up with a plan. I've said this before. If you watch this channel, I talk about this. You come up with a plan. There's plan A and there's plan B. Now, if I'm this particular person and I know this job is ending soon, I am not waiting to start applying everywhere and anywhere. Now, I'll bet you he's already done that or she's already done that. But since it took 3 years the first time and you're assessing your situation and you're talking to other people, I'm going to suggest why not even consider taking a part-time job. There's part-time gigs out there that you can have. You work your full-time gig. This person says he's working. I believe he's working or she's working out of her home, which is nice, a remote job. I love that. But go and get yourself another income, a regular source of income, maybe a part-time job somewhere. You got that money coming in, that extra money. That'll help you to build that nest egg. That really does help you to build it. So you want to get that source of income. And to me, plan A, do this right away. It's the fastest way that you can get yourself some money and have that money coming in to help build that nest egg. So there's two plans, plan A and plan B. You always got to have a backup plan. So plan B to me is, I would talk to a career coach, as I've said, but I talk to a career coach. I would even do, maybe go to your local community college. Here in where I live at, there's a college called Cuyahoga Community College. and they have a lot of programs to help folks to reskill, which is learning a new skill. They have career counselors there. They have people there that could sit down with you for an hour or two and just talk to you about what's available. So that's free. You don't have to pay for that. And there's got to be a similar type of colleges in your area that are funded by taxpayer dollars. And I'm not saying you don't want to go to maybe a college that you've got to pay to go to. And I'm talking about, we've got these colleges here in Cleveland. I'm sure you've got them in your neighborhood too, where you go and they're not a publicly funded college, they're not a state college, and you're going to go to it. You're going to take a course. Maybe you're going to take a course in some medical technology or something like that. But go and talk to somebody. You may want to go back to school and take a class or two. I'm not talking about getting a degree, but I'm talking about taking some kind of a class. Um, Also, I'm always going to recommend, you guys know me by now, if you watch my channel, and probably some of you are repeats. I'm hoping you are anyway. Start a side hustle. I've got plenty of information about side hustles on Over 50 TV, on my other channel, Side Hustle Rules. I've got a free side hustle starter kit in the description box of this video. Yeah, we got a lot of information on starting a side hustle, but for me, starting a side hustle could lead to something else. This business, what I have right here, is Over 50 TV, started as a side hustle. I wanted to actually help people who I knew were struggling because of ageism, struggling to find a job, struggling to make ends meet. So I started this channel 5-6 years ago. The videos weren't very good. I hope this one's better. But over time I learned, and over time this thing started making, generating money. And I'm like, wow, it's making money. So you can start a side hustle. It takes some time, but in the long run, that money could just come in, even if you're not working. If I don't do a video for a month or 2 or 3, revenue is still coming in. And if you start a business like that, it's a big benefit to you. So think about that. You could also apply for another job, in your field. I wouldn't do it unless I was unless I was sharpening my skills. Doing it in your field, you may end up in the same situation you're in now, but I don't want you to end up in the same situation. I want you to be in a better situation. So that's a quick plan, and I know I ran through this fairly quickly, but that's really the plan. The plan is it's okay to be scared. It's fine. You should be scared. It's a motivator. Then you're going to talk to some folks. You're going to talk to some people, get some ideas, objective ideas, suggestions. Why am I in this situation? How can I never be in this situation again? Resolve to never be in this situation again. Come up with a plan. Go take a part-time job. Maybe take 2 part-time jobs, but don't let yourself go without an income so that you're dipping into that income like this person did in your savings, and 3 years later, it's evaporated. It's evaporated. You have no money left. So no, I wouldn't do that. Plan A. Plan B, as I said, talk to a career coach. I've got a free side hustle starter kit in the description box of this video. There's a paid version, a free version. It's not inexpensive. The paid version is relatively cheap. Also, I've got an event coming up. It's called the Power of 50 Career Summit. It's going to be live streamed on this channel, September 28th, 9 in the morning to 12 noon to lunchtime. 3-hour program. We're going to have a lot of folks on there who are just going to be talking about, options that you have. Entrepreneurs, and I've got some people started side hustles and built their businesses up. Going to talk about classes, talk about reskilling. So lots of things going on in the Power of 50 Career Summit. Again, that's happening on September 28th. There's a link in the description box if you want to get on the mailing list to that. So that's all I got. Quick 10-15 minutes, whatever this video was, but I wanted to make sure that I could give you some information that could help you. And for this person out there, follow this advice, man. Follow it. It'll work for you. It'll work. So all I got for you today, as I always say, my friends, have a great day, everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and click out of this live stream. Yeah, click out.